just a cardboard box, and it hadn't been sent through the mail. It was just like a random box that was sitting in the sidewalk, and it was addressed to Aaron Brands, right? And so at this time in our lives, me and Dirty D, we were obsessed with the movie Stephen King's It and the book. We also read the book. And we were also obsessed with Jonathan Brandes, who is an actor who he starred as Bill in It, Bill as a kid, and he committed suicide in 2013. This was 2014, I believe, that this took place. He committed suicide, he hung himself, and he was 27. So we were like obsessed with him during this time period, already obsessed with him. So brands like Brandes, we were like, oh, you know, it's a coincidence, it's a sign. So anyway, like I kicked this box, right? And two dove heads came out, right? And they were ring neck doves. Ring neck, could be like Jonathan Brandes hung himself, ring neck, you know, so it was like another sign. So, I mean, I didn't understand it at the time for why there was bird heads in this box, but this is Miami. Lots of people in Miami practice Santeria, and I'm going to be describing some instances that I have come across Santeria living in Miami. And I'm not like, I definitely don't condone like killing animals, sacrificing innocent animals, but I'm also not going to say like people who practice Santeria and they sacrifice animals are like bad or evil. I think it's wrong, the action is wrong. But I'm not here to shame like Santeria as a religion or anybody who practices it in it, you know, no hate. This is just my personal opinions. So, yeah, two dove heads, right? Ring neck like Jonathan Brandes. I'm just seeing what this car's doing. Okay, so then we go into the backyard, and ooh, like I didn't know what Santeria was then, and there was all kinds of like weird ritualistic type stuff, candles, animal bones, skulls. Like the fence was knocked down, the wooden gate was knocked down, and there was like claw marks and blood all over it. So anyway, we get with Ben about this weird house, and he's like, no, someone lives there, I see people there all the time. And we're like, no, I think it's abandoned. So we keep on coming back during spring break. We keep on investigating this house, and we just find more and more weird shit. And anyway, there was a VHS buried in the ground, but it was in Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish, so I did watch it, but I didn't understand it. But Dirty D, she spoke Spanish, and she said, according to her, like, and it didn't have a name on it, so I couldn't Google anything about it. But according to her, this VHS was a movie, and it was about, like, an epidemic of people committing suicide. Right, so after we went to this house, and we saw all this ritualistic activity, and then we watched that movie, we became convinced that, like, we had some kind of epidemic-type depression, like, a contagious sort of depression that would make us kill ourselves, and that would make paranormal instances happen to us. So anyway, during the same time period, same probably at spring break, if I were to guess, I started having these really weird dreams, like we were both having nightmares, similar nightmares too, and I had this really weird dream about, like, it was my house, and that's what I don't understand is, like, is the ghost that was in my house at the time separate from whatever weirdness was going on at this house? Or, like, did the ghost somehow attach itself to me? But anyway, in my dream, it was my house. And there was, like, some guy renting a room, and he had a bunch of mean dogs, and, I don't know, I caught him, like, doing something he shouldn't have been doing, like drugs or, like, money laundering. I don't know what he was doing. But anyway, he had, like, the dogs attack me, and then he, punched this picture frame, and then he took a glass from the picture frame and, like, cut my throat with it, you know, in the dream. And then when I woke up, the picture frame was down, and it was like the glass was shattered. And my mom blamed me for doing that. Maybe I sleptwalked, like, in the dream, and I was sleepwalking. Maybe I did, but that happened more than once, that a picture frame would get shattered and be on the ground, and I would wake up and, like, step on broken glass. So that was really weird. And we kept going to this house. We were, like, obsessed with this house, dude. And, yeah, we were both, like, we both thought, like, people were acting different towards us, and we blamed the house and this weird VHS tape. And you know what, like, a portion of it, I'm sure, was probably in our imaginations. So we were 13 at the time, we were depressed, we were bored, we were both kind of goth and emo, so I think, like, in a weird way, we wanted weird paranormal shit to happen to us. We, like, made Ouija boards, and we did seances, like, we were begging for this type of shit to happen, right? And it was fun, in a way, it was fun. But, you know, so part of it was delusional. It was us, like, playing games with each other, but I think part of it was paranormal. I think people really were doing Santeria-type rituals at this house, and I think some kind of bad juju, like, attached itself to us because we kept going there and we were obsessed with it. So anyway, eventually they demolished this house right out of nowhere. Oh, wait, there's one more thing. So we finally, one day, the window was just like randomly broken, like the front window by the front door, and we went inside, and there was like stains of blood all inside, and all of a sudden this weird classical music started playing from like, I guess the back of the room. I was gonna say the basement, but they're on basements in Florida. So it was just behind this door that we hadn't opened. Weird classical music started playing really loud. So we ran away, and like, we almost got hit by a car because we were running so fast. And then we looked back, and I swear to God, the window wasn't broken. Like, we had never gone in the house. Super trippy. So anyway, they knocked this house down. And then me and Dirty D, we stopped being friends after that. It was like our only friendship was like weird paranormal shit happening to us. And once that was gone, we didn't really vibe with each other anymore. I don't know. So they knocked this house down, and years later, like 3 years later, I'm just walking past it with a friend. And you know what's weird? It was an early release, and we found that house on an early release. I can't guarantee it was spring break though. But anyway, we were walking past this house, and my friends, I'm not gonna say her name actually, because I'm trying not to name people in my videos. So it's a completely different house, because they demolished the house and built a new one, a super modern looking concrete home. And then the girl I was with, she was like, man, she walked across the sidewalk to like not walk in front of the house, and she was like, man, the house creeps me out. And I was like, oh my fucking God, like I didn't say anything. But yeah, something definitely weird was happening in that house. But also, I'm also a little crazy, and I have a big imagination, so it was probably a mix of the two. I got another story about Santeria that I'll probably have to say in a different video, because this video has been long as fuck.